What many people label as shameful or too much is often a survival response. Your brain learned during times when safety was uncertain. Did you know that sexual trauma can sometimes appear as hypersexuality? Hypersexuality isn't simply being horny or having a high sex drive. For most people, that idea doesn't make sense, but for survivors, it does. Because it isn't desire, it's survival. It's the brain trying to feel safe in a world that once took that safety away. For some people, what looks like confidence or impulsiveness on the outside is actually someone trying to reclaim control over a story that was never theirs to begin with. And for others, something even more confusing happens, swinging between wanting intimacy and feeling completely repelled by it, sometimes in the same week, the same day, or even the same moment. If you've ever felt that push-pull inside you, craving closeness but wanting to disappear, saying yes but wanting to run, you are not alone and you are not broken. There is a reason this happens, and understanding it can help you see yourself with much more compassion. So let's talk about why. When the brain redefines safety, when trauma involves power, consent, or protection, the brain shifts into survival mode. The amygdala, your internal alarm system, becomes overactive. It scans for danger even when life is calm. Your brain doesn't just remember trauma, it reorganizes around it. And here's something most people never hear. Hypersexuality isn't always about desire. Sometimes it's the brain's wiring trying to understand danger and safety at the same time. For some people, it begins with trauma. The fear system, reward system, and attachment system fall out of alignment. The amygdala goes into overdrive, and sexual behavior becomes the fastest way to feel even a brief moment of relief or control. And for some, the reason is biological. Some brains are naturally more sensitive to dopamine, such as in ADHD or bipolar disorder. This doesn't cause hypersexuality, but it can make the comfort or relief from sexual behavior feel stronger and harder to slow once it starts. But there's another pattern that almost no one talks about, one shaped by growing up without affection, safe touch, or emotional bonding. When the parts of the brain involved in trust and connection don't receive the stimulation they need, they remain underdeveloped. Oxytocin stays low, intimacy feels unfamiliar or unsafe, and the amygdala remains hyper-alert. So the craving for closeness gets redirected into sexual behavior, not because someone truly wants sex, but because the brain doesn't know another way to feel connected. So it isn't about lust. It's the brain trying to meet needs it never learned how to meet. Needs that should have been nurtured long before adulthood. And this is where the confusion starts. Your brain is chasing safety while your heart is longing for something much deeper. The safety illusion. For some survivors, saying yes feels safer than saying no. Not because it's what they want, but because no has been punished, ignored, or met with anger in the past. Saying yes becomes a shield. By choosing what happens, the brain whispers, if I agree, maybe it won't hurt as much. To outsiders, this can look like confidence or consent. Inside, it's fear management, not desire. This creates an internal split. You want emotional connection, but your survival instincts keep taking over before you even realize it's happening. It's not manipulation, it's protection. The push-pull that makes no sense until it finally does. You might wonder how it's even possible to want intimacy and feel repulsed by it at the same time. And you're right, it's confusing. Your mind and body are not in sync. Your mind wants closeness for safety, comfort, validation, or simply to feel cared for. But your body remembers danger. It remembers fear. It remembers moments when closeness wasn't safe. So your mind reaches forward while your body pulls back. That tension, wanting and fearing at the same time, is the push-pull so many people live with silently. Both reactions come from the same place. Protection. They're just trying to protect you in opposite ways. This is why you might want someone near, but shut down when they get close. Feel intensely sexual, then suddenly feel nothing. Crave attention, then feel overwhelmed or disgusted. Say yes out of instinct, even when your body quietly says no. If this sounds familiar, you're not sending mixed signals. You're reacting to danger your brain hasn't fully processed yet. You may feel confused by your own reactions, but confusion is a symptom, not a flaw. Your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to protect you with every tool it has. For many survivors, the nervous system gets stuck in extremes, either hyperarrest, fight or flight, or completely shut down, freeze or dissociation. Intimacy can trigger both at once, which is why the push-pull feels so overwhelming and exhausting. Some people shut down, others chase closeness intensely, and many swing between both, not because they're inconsistent, but because they're trying to survive. From a psychological perspective, these reactions are trauma responses. Your brain adapting to survive something overwhelming. The brain doesn't prioritize what feels good. It prioritizes what feels predictable. Predictable feels safer, even if the familiar pattern ends up hurting you. And this is why certain people feel magnetic. Patterns repeat themselves. Your body reacts before you can think. Hypersexuality and repulsion are not opposites. They're two survival strategies born from the same wound. And once you understand that, the shame begins to loosen. Your reactions are not your identity. They're adaptations. If any of this feels familiar, please remember you're not broken. You were protecting yourself the only way you knew how. You can't punish the parts of you that kept you alive. You can only teach them new ways to feel safe. Healing is not forcing intimacy, and it isn't avoiding it forever. It's slowly helping your body learn what safety feels like. Without pressure, without fear, without survival mode making every decision. With trauma-informed therapy, nervous system regulation, and gentle self-awareness, you can rebuild safety from the inside out. And when your body finally feels safe, your mind stops fighting it. The push-pull softens. The confusion becomes clearer. And intimacy becomes something you can truly experience, not something you have to survive. Everyone's journey looks different, but your reactions made sense. They were your body's way of keeping you alive until it was safe to heal. So when sexual trauma shows up as hypersexuality or repulsion, it's not about wanting too much. It's about wanting to feel safe again. If this message resonated with you, share in the comments what it made you think or feel. Your words might help someone else feel less alone. And share this video with someone who might need it. Sometimes understanding is the first step toward healing. For more gentle insights like this, remember to like, subscribe, and join us for our daily mini doses of learning about yourself and the people around you. You are not alone, and your healing matters.